Good evening. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the news at 9. The headlines. Union Home Minister Amit Shah asked chief ministers to identify Pakistani nationals and ensure their prompt return. Also chairs a high-level meeting regarding Indus Water Treaty. External Affairs Ministry briefs ambassadors of US, Israel and Spain on Pahalgam terror attack. Centre files affidavit before Supreme Court on new waqf law, says Waqf Act has been amended to prevent its abuse for encroachment of properties. President Droupadi Murmu reaches Rome to attend the state funeral of Pope Francis in Vatican City tomorrow. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov says Kremlin is ready to reach a deal with the US on Ukraine. And in IPL T-20 Cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad elect to field against host Chennai Super Kings. A day after India revoked visas issued to Pakistani nationals in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack, Union Home Minister Amit Shah today spoke to all chief ministers asking them to identify all Pakistan nationals in the states. Sources said Mr. Shah asked the chief ministers to take steps to ensure the prompt return to Pakistan. Meanwhile, Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan has held a meeting with chief secretaries of all the states and union territories through video conferencing over the issue and urged them to ensure strict compliance of the order related to suspension of visa service to Pakistani nationals. India has revoked all existing visas issued to Pakistanis except long-term visas, diplomatic and official visas with effect from Sunday. All medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till the 29th of this month and no new visas will be issued in the revoked categories. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today chaired a high-level meeting regarding the Indus Water Treaty of 1960 with Pakistan at his residence in New Delhi. India has suspended the Indus Water Treaty in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, Union Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patil and senior government officials attended the meeting. Talking to media after the meeting, the Jal Shakti Minister said that the historic decision taken by the government on the Indus Water Treaty is completely just and in the national interest. He stated that government will ensure that not a single drop of water from Indus River reaches Pakistan.
अभी उनके साथ कोई भी संधि आज तक हुई होगी उस सभी संधि को रद्द कर देना चाहिए। ऐसा मुझे लगता है सरकार ने जो अभी जल संधि को रद्द कर दी है एक अच्छा डिसीजन लिया है।
External Affairs Ministry today briefed ambassadors of US, Israel and Spain in Delhi on the Pahalgam terror attack. Talking to media, Ambassador of Israel to India, Reuven Azar said this is a watershed moment and Israel stands with India. He said they discussed terrorism as well as bilateral cooperation.
Extended our condolences for the terrible attack that happened here. This is a watershed moment. We stand with India. It's a very important moment. And of course we discussed things of mutual concern that have to do both with the fight against terrorism and also, how to enhance our cooperation. We have a great cooperation. We are great partners. We are looking forward for more cooperation both bilaterally, regionally and globally.
Our correspondent reports that India has launched a wide-reaching diplomatic campaign to inform other countries about the terror attack.
External Affairs Ministry had yesterday briefed diplomats of select countries on the Pahalgam terror attack, including foreign envoys of Germany, Japan, Poland, UK and Russia. Today, several foreign envoys called on External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar. He met Israel's ambassador Reuven Azar and appreciated Israel's steadfast support in combating cross-border terrorism. He also met Argentinian ambassador and welcomed Argentina's strong condemnation of Pahalgam terror attack. Ambassador Kamal Zayed of Egypt also called on Dr. Jaishankar and discussed the deepening of strategic partnership between the two countries. Dr. Jaishankar appreciated Egypt's support in the fight against terrorism. He also conveyed condolences to Nepal's Ambassador Shankar Sharma on the death of a Nepali national during the Pahalgam terror attack. Suparna Saikia, Akashvani News, Delhi.
United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Netherlands Prime Minister Dick Schoof and Sri Lankan President Anura Dissanayake reached out to Prime Minister Narendra Modi today and strongly condemned the Pahalgam terror attack. In Jammu and Kashmir, a terrorist associate was killed in an ongoing anti-terrorist operation in Bazipora Kulnar area of Ajaz in North Kashmir's Bandipora district today. The killed terrorist associate has been identified as Altaf Lali, a member of the Lashkar-e-Toiba outfit. The cordon and search operation by joint forces of Army and Jammu and Kashmir Police continues in the forest area following pre-dawn fierce exchange of gunfire in North Kashmir's Bandipora district. In Jammu and Kashmir, the overall security situation and related developments in the aftermath of the Pahalgam terror attack were discussed in several high-level meetings in Srinagar today. We have a report.
Upon his arrival in the valley this morning, the Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi held a series of meetings with top army commanders on ground in Kashmir. Later, he attended the security review meeting chaired by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. The meeting discussed the prevailing situation and the incidents of ceasefire violations along the line of control. Leader of opposition and senior Congress leader Mr. Rahul Gandhi also visited Kashmir to take stock of the situation. He met Mr. Sinha and Chief Minister Omar Abdullah. Later on, he reiterated his party's stand of support to the central and UT governments for their actions announced in the aftermath of the attack. Meanwhile, the Lieutenant Governor has summoned a special session of Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly on 28th April in Jammu to discuss Pahalgam attack. Tariq Rathar, Akashvani News, Srinagar.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. The centre, in an affidavit filed before the Supreme Court, said that it brought amendments to the Waqf Act 1995 to prevent abuse of Waqf legislation, which resulted in the encroachment of government properties, apart from ensuring that the Waqf boards in the country are properly administered and function with transparency. We have a report.
The preliminary affidavit filed by the Union Ministry of Minority Affairs said there have been reports of misuse of waqf provisions to encroach private and government properties. The affidavit said it is really shocking to know that after the amendment brought in the year 2013, there is a 116% rise in waqf area. The Union government said that under the old regime, due to the absence of adequate safeguards, government properties and even private properties were declared as waqf properties. It argued that the reforms introduced are directed solely at the secular and administrative aspects of waqf institutions, such as property management, record keeping, and governance structures, without impinging upon any essential religious practices or tenets of the Islamic faith. Posting the matter for further hearing on May 5, the CJI Sanjeev Khanna-led bench clarified that the hearing fixed on the next date will be a preliminary hearing and, if required, interim orders will be passed. Nabunita Adhikari, News Desk for Akashvani News, Delhi.
The Supreme Court today reprimanded Leader of the Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, over his alleged derogatory remarks on freedom fighter Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. A bench of Justices Dipankar Datta and Manmohan asked Rahul Gandhi to refrain from making irresponsible statements. In November 2022, Mr. Gandhi, during his Bharat Joro Yatra, made defamatory comments on Savarkar at a rally in Maharashtra's Akola. The Justice Datta-led bench cautioned that if the Congress leader made any such comments in the future, it would initiate suo motu action against him. Reacting to this development, BJP leader Shahnawaz Hussain said Mr. Gandhi will not be forgiven if he continues to repeatedly insult Veer Savarkar.
नसीहत मिली है, राहत नहीं मिली है। जिस तरह वीर सावरकर का वो बार बार अपमान करते हैं, आइंदा किया तो बख्शे नहीं जाएंगे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will distribute over 51,000 appointment letters to newly appointed youth in various government departments and organizations tomorrow through video conferencing. He will also address a gathering on the occasion. In line with the Prime Minister's commitment to accord highest priority to employment generation, the 15th Rozgar Mela will be held at 47 locations across the country. President Droupadi Murmu has reached Rome to attend the state funeral of Pope Francis in Vatican City. President Murmu is on a two-day visit to the Vatican City. She is accompanied by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, Minister of State for Minority Affairs George Kurian, and Deputy Speaker of the Goa Legislative Assembly Joshua D'Souza. External Affairs Ministry said in a statement that President will pay homage to Pope Francis by laying a wreath at the Basilica of St. Peter. President Murmu will attend the funeral mass tomorrow, which will be attended by dignitaries from around the world. Pope Francis passed away on the 21st of this month. US President Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow today. Mr. Trump has described this as a key moment in diplomacy to end the war in Ukraine. Earlier, Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov said that the Kremlin is ready to reach a deal with the US on Ukraine, though he also said that some elements need to be fine-tuned. Mr. Lavrov said they are moving in the right direction. However, he declined to comment on the ongoing negotiations or on whether a deal was close. Meanwhile, Russian General Yaroslav Moskalik was killed today in an explosive device placed in his car in Balashika, just outside Moscow. The Uttar Pradesh Madhyamik Shiksha Parishad and the Nagaland Board of School Education have announced the Class 10 and 12 results today. While releasing the results in Prayagraj, the Director of Education Secondary, Mahendra Dev, said that the passing percentage for intermediate students is 81.15%. Mehak Jaiswal of Prayagraj secured the top spot with 97.20%. Mehak Jaiswal mentioned that she wants to become a doctor and expressed gratitude for the support of her elder sister, family members and teachers.
मैंने बर्डन ना बना के मेरे घर वालों ने भी कोई प्रेशर नहीं दिया था. मैंने माइंड फ्री करके पढ़ाई की है और जो नहीं समझ में आया उसे मैंने बार-बार रिपीट करके पढ़ाया. डॉक्टर बन के समाज की सेवा करनी है.
Defence Research and Development Organisation DRDO today achieved a significant milestone in scramjet engine development by conducting active-cooled scramjet subscale combustor ground testing for over 1,000 seconds. Defence Research and Development Laboratory, which is a Hyderabad-based laboratory of DRDO, conducted the ground testing at the newly built state-of-the-art scramjet Connect test facility. The ground test is in continuation of the earlier test reported for 120 seconds in January. With a successful test, the system will soon be ready for full-scale flight-worthy combustor testing. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has complimented DRDO, industry partners and academia for the remarkable achievement. Benchmark domestic indices gave up early gains, ending in the red for the second straight session today. However, positive global cues helped the indices recover some of the lost ground. We have a report.
The 30-share index at the Bombay Stock Exchange, Sensex, ended up with a loss of 589 points to close at 79,213. The National Stock Exchange, Nifty 50, fell 207 points to settle at 24,039. In the forex market, the rupee today depreciated by 18 paise to close at 85 rupees and 44 paise against the US dollar. In the Indian bullion market, 24-carat gold was trading at 94,560 rupees per 10 grams, while silver 999 fine was trading at 96,530 rupees per kilogram when reports last came in. Niharika Bhuvania for Akashvani News.
Bharatiya Janata Party's candidate Raja Iqbal Singh has been elected as the new mayor of Delhi. He secured a total of 133 votes out of 142 polled votes. On the other hand, Congress candidate only got 8 votes. The Aam Aadmi Party has decided to abstain from the mayoral polls. BJP's Jai Bhagwan Yadav was elected unopposed as the deputy mayor after the Congress candidate withdrew her nomination. After being elected as a new mayor, talking to media, Mr. Singh said that the MCD will focus on issues like waterlogging in the national capital. In IPL T-20 Cricket, hosts Chennai Super Kings were 138 for 9 in 18.2 overs against Sunrisers Hyderabad at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium when reports last came in. Earlier, Sunrisers Hyderabad won the toss and opted to field. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Union Home Minister Amit Shah asked chief ministers to identify Pakistani nationals and ensure their prompt return. Also chairs a high-level meeting regarding Indus Water Treaty. External Affairs Ministry briefs ambassadors of US, Israel and Spain on Pahalgam terror attack. Centre files affidavit before Supreme Court on new waqf law, says waqf Act has been amended to prevent its abuse for encroachment of properties. President Droupadi Murmu reaches Rome to attend the state funeral of Pope Francis in the Vatican City tomorrow. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov says Kremlin is ready to reach a deal with the US on Ukraine. And in IPL T-20 Cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad elect to field against host Chennai Super Kings. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.